Borrow, verb, verb forms. Borrow, borrows, borrowed, borrowed, borrowing. 1. Transitive. To take and use something that belongs to somebody else and return it to them at a later time. Borrow something. Can I borrow your umbrella? Borrow something from somebody, something. Members can borrow up to 10 books from the library at any one time. Borrow something of somebody. British English. Informal. I borrowed the DVD of my brother. Compare. Lend. 2. Transitive. Intransitive. To take money from a person or bank and agree to pay it back to them at a later time. Borrow something from somebody, something. How much did you have to borrow to pay for this? She borrowed £2,000 from her parents. Borrow from somebody, something. I don't like to borrow from friends. Borrow something of somebody. Informal. I had to borrow the money of a friend. Compare. Lend. See related entries. Buying a home. Banking. 3. Intransitive. Transitive. To take words, ideas, etc. from another language, person, etc. and use them as your own. Borrow from somebody, something. The author borrows heavily from Henry James. Borrow something from somebody, something. Some musical terms are borrowed from Italian. Extra examples. His designs borrow freely from the architecture of ancient Egypt. I borrowed £50 of my mom. I'll borrow some coffee off the neighbors. She borrowed £50 from her mother. Can I borrow your pen? I don't like to borrow from friends. I'm borrowing the office laptop for the weekend. You can borrow the book from the local library.